actual journey is not about exams. It just makes you a very different person. That consistency, like you have to first of all be very consistent. You have to become a celebratory person. By celebratory person, I mean that you usually don't go to party like your friends do. You celebrate your actual achievements. Once your actual exam gets done, you plan your trips accordingly. You become very consistent. Your weekends are all for your studying. So for an actual person, it's very different. That final exam relief, that you just thank God. That thanks God, thanks to your parents, thanks for all the blessings, your mentors, your peers, for all the guidance. That okay, finally you have made that mark and you have cleared it.
Welcome to GCA Talks, and we have Gurpreet with us. Hi, Gurpreet.
Hello.
For starters, can you just tell your actual journey, your story?
I think my actual story, I would like to quote John Lennon here. That is, life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans. So my story is of an accidental actual story. I wanted to do something which was non-traditional, which was impactful, and something you really look forward to. A path which is not taken, a path which is taken by few. On one fine Saturday afternoon, I would say it was first semester of my college just went by, and my neighborhood friend asked me that could I accompany him to North Campus, which is a neighborhood just college in Delhi University, for lunch. I was okay, well, like you are free enough, you should go and have a lunch. Why not? On the way, he told me that, hey, I have to attend demo class of second actual exam, and he had already cleared first, and I have to wait before the lunch. I was curious and I was not that excited that, oh, why have to wait? But he made the thing exciting by telling, okay, what's actual science? I had heard that before in my 10th standard that it is a very nice course, curriculum. Even my college teachers quoted it. But maybe in practical sense, he told me about it and he took me to the institute. He was attending the class and the manager saw that I'm struggling to find chairs to sit and relax myself. So he said that, why don't you go and attend the demo class of the first actual exam? Sit at the back, keep scrolling your phone. I was like, okay, that sounds like a good idea. That manager was clever enough. I attended that demo class and that was a turning point in my life because believe me, Nitya, that I felt that something for the first time I'm kind of learning which is practical in sense. And also it had the person told that it has great career opportunities and otherwise it has good growth. So all of that made me hooked towards actuarial science and there was never looking back. And I'm glad that happened. So you can call me an accidental actuary. So this is my actuarial story.
Wow. So, a coaching class, a friend to the lunch, and an unplanned semester
Yes.
day.
Right.
Cool. If you wouldn't have become an actuary, you would have been?
I wanted to do a couple of things. I wanted to go into acting. I don't look like at the moment, but I even was trying for modeling or something like that. I do have something to go in content creation or maybe somewhere land up doing something on stage. I like stage a lot. I'm a passionate public speaker that I discovered over the years, last decade of mine. So if not, I would have maybe done an MBA. I still plan to do one, but I would have done I don't know what, but there were a couple of options available.
You have become an actuary few years ago. So, did you feel something very powerful getting that? Yes, I've become one, or the struggle of the 13 papers. Or what was it for you? Like everyone has their own journey, right? Like what was it for you?
It took me around 7 years to qualify. I cleared my so they were like give 15 exams. They are 13 with the new curriculum. So my 14 exams got cleared in like 5 years, and I was struggling with the last one. So I was just hoping that it gets done because that was a struggle. I'm just missing by a couple of marks, 1 mark also at a moment of time. When that result came out, I, with my family, we all had a group hug, and it was a moment of immense joy and crying at the same time. I don't know that emotion I have seen any time in my life that your family is crying and happily crying, enjoying at the same time. It's a sense of big, big relief. So it just all sums up very beautifully our actual journey, because actual journey is not about exams. It just makes you a very different person. That consistency, like you have to first of all be very consistent. You have to become a celebratory person. By celebratory person, I mean that you usually don't go to party like your friends do. You celebrate your actual achievements. Once your actual exam gets done, you plan your trips accordingly. You become very consistent. Your weekends are all for your studying. So for an actual person, it's very different. That final exam relief, that you just thank God. That thanks God, thanks to your parents, thanks for all the blessings, your mentors, your peers, for all the guidance. That okay, finally you have made that mark and you have cleared it.
And did you miss the routine after finishing?
I had all the great plans that after qualifying I would be like doing this, this, that. But just after a couple of months, I was missing that routine. So I started pursuing the things which I have somewhere left behind, like my public speaking thing. I also started to read more. I plan to be doing more into the actuarial domain. So currently actuarial looks about liability, but I want to take care of further things that actuaries can do, like wider options. So I pursue that. I want to do something of my own in the later stage of my life. Right now, I'm just kind of having that proof of concept. So yes, I do. I just keep that routine going on. That Saturday, Sundays are just for personal building up.
Your self-building.
Your self building, self time.
Okay. And as an actuary, the career you chose, is there any moment throughout these years you felt as a powerful tool or you felt very super strong, like that hit and you said, yes, I have that thing to do. I'm the one to do.
I think there are a couple actually, if I may tell you. So I've also got my qualification from IFOA.
Okay.
So I was receiving a fellowship from London, UK, and after just receiving my fellowship, there was a moment that I was sitting with my family, and we were having dinner. So we were talking about actuarial stuff and other things, and there was a moment someone came, a British citizen, and say, "Someone amongst you is an actuary." And I said, "Yes, I just qualified," and we were talking about it. And he said, like, "Can I hug you?" I'm like, "Of course, so that's fine." And like, first time in my life, I'm seeing an actuary. I've been always hearing about them. So that somewhere felt you like one in a million moment. Okay. Actuaries are like how much respect and value they have across geographies, be it anywhere. Second, in terms of my work domain, the kind of profile that I look into currently, that you manage your team and that's responsible for a company's end-to-end regulatory work, like regulatory capital and ALM reporting kind of thing. So you have a power, you can say you understand that, okay, something you do goes to the board, goes to the government, and that is how an economy is functioning somewhere, and then you are through an insurance company touching millions of life. That is something very powerful that you feel as an actuary. And third, I would say that being a passionate public speaker and being a volunteer with Institute of Actuaries of India, able to go to different colleges and schools and tell them about actuarial as a career option, because I find that most of the people don't know about actuarial still. And it's a great career option that at least people can make an informed choice. So being able to do that, add value, that is something I really feel powerful in.
Are you familiar with Friends series?
Yes.
And did you know Joey was an actuary?
No, Joey was an actuary.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Okay.
You can always think that he was always busy in something.
Joey or Chandler?
Sorry, Chandler was an actuary.
Oh, I think he was something into accountancy.
No, he was not an accountant. He was actually an actuary. If you see throughout the series, if you go rewatch, if you go and rewatch and see Chandler Bing's behavior or the way he was set up, he was an actuary.
Okay.
So Chandler was an actuary.
That's great.
So
Good to know.
it's just, there are a lot of films which.
So this is somewhere I don't want to give proprietary rights. I want to be featured in a series by some major content, like maybe Netflix, that where I'm playing the role of an actuary, and that just comes up. So
you get an awareness kind of role.
That awareness that people just get that term actuary. Like if there could be an accountant is famous, there are series on lawyers, why not actuaries? So that is my vision of somewhere I also wanted, because those are my areas of passion.
Okay. So throughout the time you have spent in institute and you have been to GCAs, you have presented the paper, you have been one of the inside person who has worked. I think you even presented last year's GCA. you were the MC of the GCA. So tell me, what is the feeling of setting up the day one to GCA? How does the months go? What is the GCA actually? So people who attend, it's for them the paper. So, but you have seen the behind the scenes. What is the rush? So this is the 25th year of GCA. But what is it for you when it comes to GCA?
I think the preparation for GCA starts lot of months before, and there is lot of crucial planning that goes into it. Some teams are divided. Coming to the time of when GCA is actually happening, there is so much happening at the backstage that people sitting on the seats in front, they don't even realize that. So much so forth that there are last minute changes, there are so many tiny minute details to take care of, and that you just manage at that moment. So lot of work going on, lot of, you can say, energy people put in. So many people put so much efforts. It's a collective team win when GCA happens successfully. So definitely a lot of things, and it's exciting. It's exciting. I think vividly remember last GCA that I was uh, running here, they are just managing, and it felt very nice because for me, GCA also is a place, maybe my second home kind of a thing. You feel home, and okay, you are just taking care, and feels like you are doing something for your own. It's your own thing. So feel happy about it.
Yeah. So throughout the years, one of the your first GCA memory, one of the best GCAs, or one of the unremarkable GCAs.
Last year being the MC of the GCA, it was great connecting with so many speakers and presenting them, inviting them on stage. So that was amazing. And not just MC, you just manage everything on the behind. So you are kind of responsible for running the schedule. And that gives you a lot of experience. You connect with so many people, you learn from them, and those connects stay for long. So that's my most memories of GCS have been somewhere involving me MCing in on GC and kind of managing that stage. Also because I'm passionate about this early on in my life, early 20s, I got opportunities to organize seminars and conferences at very large scale. I understand the dynamics, how they work, what are the smaller, minute details you need to take care, and very proactive you. So I kind of get sense of happiness, you can say sense of satisfaction in doing that. And if I'm able to add value, so that is very nice.
And what's the first memory of your GCA? Your first GCA, how was it?
My first GCA, I think it was virtual. Since COVID time was there, so it was virtual, and I was attending the same because I was receiving associateship. So that was my kind of, it was a, and I would just appreciate how that virtual infrastructure was also created. It was very nice, and I was receiving my associateship. So that was my first memory of GCA.
And the physical one?
Physical one was, I think, if I remember, that was in Delhi. That happened in Ashoka Hotel.
Okay.
That was the physical one, and great experience there, and emceeing in our home, Delhi. So, of course, Mumbai is also GCA's home, but our home being Delhi, so
Correct.
nearby. Yeah.
Any one paper that you remember throughout this GCA and that's corner of your heart, like it clicked? Any one of those, you can talk about it.
So there was one paper I, at this moment, vividly remembered, given by some consultant of Milliman on climate risk. And that was how climate risk actuaries are working throughout the globe about what all in adding value. So it was not just about how actuaries are adding value, it was the way that paper was presented that kind of spoke to me that, okay, this is, okay, you are taking care of something traditional at the moment, but there is so much to do as actuaries, be it climate risk and areas which matter to the world. Climate risk is such an important thing that's impacting us on a day-to-day life. We are sitting in Delhi and we know what's the hottest topic.
Correct.
We understand it's an unsaid thing, or it's a said thing, but we are not saying it here. So if actuaries can play a role and impact, so that wherever there is impact creation to the lives directly, we all do as actuaries, but there are different ways. So climate risk is one of the areas I remember vividly. There would be a couple of on IFRS 17, maybe on AI, but that is one I vividly remember. And whenever I meet that person, I just go and kind of connect, hey, I heard you, and I still remember it. Okay. I also emceed that session, so I remembered it, yeah.
Oh, and what is it that you will tell the students to do in GCA that mostly folks don't do? Like they could have done better after finishing the GCA. The things ring up, right? Oh shit, I would have done that. Oh God, this could have been done. What are those things?
So for students specifically, actually it is universal, but for students specifically, I would say that opportunities don't arise, you create them. And how you create them? Through your network, by building a network. Also, there is a famous quote that your net worth is equal to your network. So building your network is very important, and that is one of the key areas, or you can say key value propositions that GC offers, that to build up your network. So go there, talk to people, understand your horizon, your mindset will expand like anything. Okay, this is so much to be done. Even if in your same field, you can do so much, and how that thing is being done, maybe in some other firm, some other company, you understand it across geographies, across various domains. People come up with kind of future looking ideas, and you get to know what's about to come, what it will impact, and where you can create value, you can add value. Otherwise, maybe someone not attending might be maybe stuck in some kind of area that, okay, this is some process I look after. But when you come to such conference as GCA, and it being the flagship annual conference of our for actuaries in India, so I think it's a must, and you cannot miss it, because that is where your horizon expands and you get a sense of clarity. Your thoughts get articulated that what I need to do in life. Am I on the right path, or what else I can adapt? We don't know only. So it's about getting the unknown, networking with people, and rising up from there.
Three things that would you tell yourself as a student if you were today prior to becoming an actuary? What would that be?
Three things that I would tell myself as student prior to becoming an actuary, maybe that I would have done better. One is right now, because I now, after qualifying, I look for adding to more to my profile, going broader in that sense. So something that I would have decided or maybe started to work upon early on, so would have like given me a more time space to it. Why that being said? Because you have to go broader. You have to add different skill set. At the time when I was qualifying, my main focus was clear exams and get done. That is also right, because you want to feel that sense of relief. So I would one say that. Second, of course, have been focusing about my public speaking, passionate about that, and it's very important, those things. So building upon reading more books, I would say, reading more books about anything. I've started reading more now, because that was particularly we used to spend in actuarial books all the time I used to get. So reading more books, I would say. And third, going into new rooms, bigger rooms, trying to network with people who are already doing great things. So now, right now, I do try to attend conferences which are not actuarial in nature, so that I get into the room, kind of explain what skill set as an actuary I bring to the table. They tell what they are doing. So my horizon about the world expands. So that, so these three things. So summing it up, that focusing on broader skill sets, reading more books, and attending conferences, going to rooms which you maybe don't belong, but you might belong.
And how do you see upcoming actuarial, as a profession being touched with multiple genres or multiple industry? Like there is a basic thing, like if it's an actuary, it's pension, it's life, it's general insurance, it's this much. But it's more to that. The applications and everything is relevant to today's day-to-day life, right?
Right.
How do you see that as in?
This is for sure, like this has been the hot topic since last decade maybe, and this will be for couple of decades, that India is becoming the offices of the world. When you say offices of the world, it means that work from all over the world is coming to India. It might be that 10% of the work still remains while 90% comes here, because one, Indians are highly skilled and they are very hardworking. Second, there is a advantage for them also in outsourcing or kind of giving that to India. When we are kind of attracting those opportunities, we have to be very, very, you can say, effective in our what we convey, in our stakeholder management, in our communication, in such qualitative skill sets which maybe are not taught in the, you can say, books. So learning them is very important, or kind of applying them, because that is how your doors expand. Right. Hello everyone, myself Gurpreet Babba, an actuary working currently at Accenture, a passionate public speaker, and the member of the organizing group for 25th GCA. For me, GCA is a place where I feel that my dreams or aspirations get a sense of direction or wings, where networking is both an honor and fun, And I feel that it helps me to become the kind of actuary I want to be. That is the one who add value and lift others. This time GCA is happening from 22nd to 24th February at Geo World Convention Center in Mumbai at a very large scale. And I'm looking forward to seeing all of you there. Thank you.